Walk into the welcoming deep of the beckoning Blue Ridge forests. Travel the trails unspoiled, and find yourself at a place of awe, inspiration, and humbling appreciation. This is the story of a dedicated few searching for the places worth saving and finding themselves standing at the edge.
Well, World's Edge is a 1,568-acre parcel which lies on the southern Blue Ridge Escarpment, and those views from the World's Edge property are some of the most amazing views that one has ever seen.
It's a very dramatic land filled with huge boulders and rocky balds and outcroppings and caves and loads of tributaries coming down into Wolf Creek and Pool Creek. The waterfalls are everywhere. It's a very, very rich ecosystem.
The numbers of species that exist on this land, we're talking about World's Edge, are incredible. The biodiversity is amazing. There aren't many places in the world that have the same type of biodiversity.
The 1,500 acres known as World's Edge was owned by Charlotte businessman Robert Haywood Morrison, a conservationist who cared for the land and used it sparingly, with a respectful few, as a hunt club for many years. But when Mr. Morrison died in 2005, he left no provision in his will for the conservation of his beloved World's Edge. The executrix of Mr. Morrison's estate and director of the foundation set up in his name that inherited the land, Cynthia Haldenby Tyson, had a fiduciary duty to sell that land at its present fair market value, $16 million. The real estate developers were ready.
And it was disconcerting because I was having helicopters just pass over all of the time, like scoping out that land. And I mean, everyone was just there to pounce on it, and it was very bothersome. And then along comes the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy.
CMLC is the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy. We've been around since 1994, based in Hendersonville. We work in several counties in western North Carolina on a completely voluntary basis with landowners to protect the land that's really special about this place that we live and enjoy. There's so many wonderful spots in western North Carolina in the counties that we're working in, and we work with landowners who agree with us and want to work to make sure that their land is permanently protected.
Cynthia Haldenby Tyson was familiar with the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy and knew they would certainly be interested in preserving World's Edge. They might just be able to match the $16 million offer of the highest bidding developer. But the clock was ticking. The state of North Carolina was interested in purchasing World's Edge and creating a new state park. If the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy could move quickly enough, the state would step in to acquire World's Edge and reimburse them at a later date. The Nature Conservancy put forward $10 million and left the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy to provide the final $6 million.
What happened then was a very interesting set of events, and it brought together a coalition of both public, private, and governmental agencies which has never come together before, at least so far as we know. It was very unique. What happened was that the Open Space Institute and another lender, the Self-Help Credit Union, agreed to write loans to Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy of $6 million. But they required that those loans be collateralized and guaranteed.
The lending agencies agreed that the land itself could represent a $3 million value. Now the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy had to raise another $3 million. With an offer from a large-scale, out-of-state developer on the table, CMLC needed to act quickly. Generous guarantee pledges from Fred and Alice Stanbeck, Donald and Lisbeth Cooper, Bill and Nancy Stanbeck, and the Conservation Trust for North Carolina provided major initial support.
Through the North Carolina Conservation Trust and other private individuals, $2.5 million was raised. And then we were plumb out of luck. We had to come up with another $500,000 to make this happen, and make it happen soon.
We had a board meeting, and I had decided that, in talking to Karen, I said the only way I know how to do it is for me to make the commitment to put up some collateral and then challenge the board to members to come up with some of it.
My wife and I looked at it as, well, it was time to fish or cut bait. You know, if we were going to do something for the environment, this was our opportunity to do it. So we put our savings up as part of the escrow assets and just hoped that it would all work out.
It was a gem, and it needed to be preserved and not build up wall-to-wall people. We knew that there were both state and federal endangered species of plants on this property. We knew that there were all kinds of spectacular views and spectacular waterfalls on the property.
Well, I know that John Humphrey is one of those who's very, very committed to saving this whole region in terms of its natural heritage. And that, I mean, he even was willing to put up his entire farm as collateral.
So I decided that the principal asset that I had to use was my property. At that point, it was free and clear. And I decided, why not pledge some part of the property value? And that's what I did.
The members of the Carolina Mountain Land Conservancy had done all they could. From family farms to retirement funds, these dedicated few put their own financial lives on the line in the race to preserve the gem, World's Edge.
And they went into emergency mode and actually came up with $16.1 million to just come right over the developer's sum in the space of 1 month. And it was thrilling to me. And so it was a happy ending.
This happened rapidly, it happened effectively, it happened efficiently, and it represented the type of coalition that I don't think ever occurred before and maybe hasn't occurred since.
The willingness of so many different groups and individuals to come together again for this one common good, this particular piece of land, was remarkable.
Through the efforts of this innovative conservation partnership, World's Edge was acquired in August 2005 and then transferred the next year as the first tract destined for what would become North Carolina's Chimney Rock State Park. As the tale of World's Edge journeys forth from the mountains of North Carolina, the great hope is that the story inspires others to open their minds to the conservation opportunities around them. A dedicated few can make a difference and protect the special places in our world. Step outside, look around, and you might find yourself standing at the edge.